Hey everybody, welcome to episode 22 of Tough Bumps. My name is Matt Connerton, and of course, all the way from the great state of Iowa, my partner in crime, Eric Pilcher, is here. Hello, Eric.
Hello, Matt. How are you?
I'm doing well. Welcome. And of course, hello to all of our live streamers, as well as those who get the show in the podcast form. Of course, you can subscribe to the show. You can find it on your podcast platform of choice, and or you can stream the show live if you happen to be joining us live. Welcome. We are streaming to YouTube. We're streaming to LinkedIn, Rumble, Twitch, but not Facebook. That will not resume until December, because Facebook has decided that we are not worthy to stream to Facebook until December for reasons that they will never tell me, because these social media platforms do not like to tell you when there is a problem, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Which is strange. If they told us what the problem was, then we would know what to avoid in the future, but they don't tell you that. It would be like, imagine if you had a job where your boss calls you into the office and gives you a hard time about something and says, we have to write you up, and we're going to write you up, but we're not going to tell you what we're writing you up for. We're just going to say that you're in trouble, and we want you to sign this form acknowledging that you were spoken to about something.
That's my job.
Is that how it works at your job? Really?
Yeah, that's exactly how it works.
Really?
Or they'll let things like roll and roll and roll and roll and roll and roll.
Yeah.
Until it mounts up into a big snowball.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, this is a major problem.
Right.
Oh, it was a major problem the first 20 times I did it. But time 21, now we're going to address it. Then you got to get the union involved. And oh my, and at the end, like you sit there waiting for like 4 or 5 months for the union to sort it all out. And then they're like, oh yeah, we were wrong. Sorry. Yeah, exactly. You were wrong.
Yeah.
And then they're like, but you've been doing it wrong since then. Yeah, because, okay, you know what? Just sign my check. Just make sure I get my 80 hours, sign my check. We're cool.
Yeah.
Just, I won't do it again. Well, you've done it before, though. Yeah, those meetings are such a waste of time. But the cool thing is I'm still getting paid for those meetings.
Right.
And I'm just sitting in a conference room. Because before you talk, you look over to your union rep, and your union rep will be like, don't answer that, or it's okay to answer that. And you're like, okay.
Yeah. Oh, so your union rep is like almost like a defense attorney in that.
In a roundabout way, yeah. But here's what's interesting. You can go against your union rep. If they're like, don't answer that, you're like, nah, I'm good. I got this. I've done that a few times where I've been like, okay, no, I'll answer. And then because my answer is something that the union rep doesn't know, and something that only I may be privy to, or management knows, but they don't want the union rep to know, and they've pretty much hung themselves with it.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
I've never had a union job.
It's a very convoluted process.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and a lot of jobs too. They will do that. Like I said, I've never had an actual union job, but they'll do that thing where you're doing something wrong, but they don't bother to address it until you've done whatever it is that you've done wrong 100 times, and then they finally decide you're in trouble for it. And and then it's like, okay, well, the other 99 times that I did this, you maybe should have spoken up and said, hey, you're doing this wrong. But
I always just cut to the chase. I'm like, is this a hanging offense?
Right.
And they're like, well, no, we're just having all right, cool. We had the discussion. I won't do it again. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, let me work.
Yeah. Simple as that. Should be as simple as that. Well, shall we address the the latest
why?
Oh boy.
Just why? Oh.
semi-professional Sammy Hagar impersonator Jose Martinez, continuing to make this is not his official press photo, by the way. This is, I did a little digging. This is a picture of him. Apparently he uses a filter when he does his YouTube videos. This is him without the filter.
It's substantially worse.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did not
yeah.
know that was possible.
Stunning man.
Yeah. Well, it's something. I wouldn't say, oh boy.
Now this is him. This is a picture.
Days.
Well, this is a picture of him taken in Las Vegas, actually, doing his Sammy Hagar tribute show. He did a residency in Las Vegas as Sammy Hagar, and this is a picture from that.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I
and
thought
then
that was the single selling album, Heaven's Door.
Oh, maybe. I thought this was taken from his live performance of I Can't Drive 55, but this might be from the Heaven's Door video.
No,
you might be right.
I Can't Drive 55 is actually by Sammy Hagar. I Can't Count to 55 is by Jose Martinez.
Oh, I understand. Confused. I understand. And then, of course, here's a picture of him from 1986. When he began his career as a semi-professional Sammy Hagar impersonator. And by the way, we have proof of all of this.
Yes, we have discussed it several times.
If anyone wants to challenge us. And of course, that was before he had the honor and privilege of interviewing the keyboard player from Vanilla Fudge.
Did he interview the singer or the singer's hair? Because that hair looks like it could be its own life form.
No, he didn't interview the singer. He interviewed the keyboard player.
Oh,
yeah.
I've never even heard of this guy.
Yeah, he's a keyboard. I don't know his name. I just know he's a keyboard player from Vanilla Fudge. So that's So quite the journalistic accomplishments there of Mr. Jose Martinez. But yeah, so he is in one of his new videos. He has challenged us to. It's Groundhog Day. It really is. I think the first time he made this challenge was probably, do you realize how long this has been going on for, like 5 years now? Do you realize that? 5 years.
I'm going to cover the timeline.
Okay.
I'm going to let you talk. And then I have a very pointed rebuttal.
Okay. Okay. Well, he's once again challenged us to go on. And I love he challenges. It's like the guy who invites other people to your house without talking to you first, because he challenged us to go on and debate him
on Charles Richardson's show. And
yes.
I sent the video to Charles.
Yeah.
And as of production time, when we went live, I had not received a response from Charles.
Right.
I'm not accusing Charles of anything. I just want him to know that, hey, your show's being offered up here as a platform for something that, to be quite honest, I have no inclination in taking part in.
Yeah. No, I mean, what's the point?
Well, there is none. But here's the thing.
Oh, we should clarify though, Eric, before we go any further, we should clarify when we say what's the point, we mean what's the point of going on Charles's show just to have a conversation with Jose Martinez.
It wouldn't
What's that?
It would be the same sophomoric insults we get on his videos. Yeah. Everything is everybody else's fault, no fault of his own, and he's the victim.
I just wanted to clarify, though, that we don't mean that what would be the point of going on Charles's show? Because we love Charles.
No. I would love to be on Charles's show.
I'll go on Charles's show anytime he wants to bring me on.
I still feel bad I couldn't make it on his live stream during Saturday night's main event.
Same, I couldn't do it either. But
well, I was in a haze.
Yeah, I was.
I would not have been suitable.
Okay.
But, look, this has been going on for close to 5 years now. 4.5
It's amazing. It's amazing, isn't it?
I have been involved with this.
Yeah.
What I have learned about Jose Martinez. Jose, I'm going to look directly at the camera. when I say this. You need Matt, Billy, and I, and the Onions. Without us, you have no material.
Right.
You have outdated, rehashed bits that were on Dr. Demento when I was in middle school and high school. You have a show that you periodically air that is more an exhibit in how not to broadcast a program.
Mm-hmm.
You bumble with equipment, you fumble with the most mundane technological tasks, and yes, I'll give you a modicum of credit. And if these words are too big for you, go to Mr. D or Jen and maybe they can help you. Or maybe even Big Kev, which I've heard Big Kev speak. I doubt he understands the words I'm using. I know they have a lot of syllables. I'm not going to break down to you what a syllable is because we don't have the time. I don't have the patience. You're
Wait,
just going to.
he's not friends with Kevin Nash, is he?
No. This is
Oh,
remedial. This is like off-brand Big Kev.
that's right. He has his own Big Kev. I forgot.
Yeah,
Yes.
his own Big Kev.
Yeah.
Unless he's belittled him and insulted him so much that he doesn't even talk to him anymore.
Yeah.
Which very well might have.
He doesn't mention him anymore, so that may be the case.
It very well might be.
Yeah.
Look, here it is. Back to my original point.
Yes.
Joe, you need us. You need us. Without us and without others that have been a part of this, Robin Slim, Dirk Don, people that you claim you chased off, you didn't chase them off. They decided they wanted to go into other avenues and do other things.
Right.
They have something called passion, which is something you are lacking. Because in this business, Joe, you can't do it to become famous or for notoriety. You have to do it because you love to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe, the only thing you love is Jose Martinez and the illusions of grandeur that you have of becoming this star.
Mm-hmm.
Next Howard, you're not even the next Beetlejuice. You look, without us, you have nothing. You have nothing, Joe. You will have to rely on talent, which in 4.5 years I've learned you have none of, and intellect, which in 4.5 years I have learned you have very little of. So there's no reason for Matt and I to sit here and go on Charles's show for a debate that isn't going to be a debate. It's going to be you yelling, screaming, cussing, and using your same tired, immature insults you've used against us the whole time.
Yeah.
Joe, you have made 13 consecutive videos about Matt and I. 13. And here are the insults, people. I will save you the time of going through and listening to them.
Yeah.
Insult number 1. I am mentally retarded. I mean, there are probably some people out there that would say, yeah, that Joe is onto something. But I am not. Secondly, that Matt and I are lovers. Let me address that. Matt and I have never met in person.
That's
Kind
true.
of hard to be lovers when we're in different time zones, let alone different states, let alone different regions of the country.
Yes. Also, I would just add, while I do consider myself a staunch LGBTQ plus ally, I personally am not into penis.
I am 100% heterosexual.
Yeah.
Now, moving on, you have also accused me of having relations with my dog, which is so stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to address it here. And then you say that we live in no name states. Matt lives in New Hampshire. You accuse them of doing stuff with maple syrup. Maple syrup isn't even the top domestic product in the state of New Hampshire. That's Vermont, you idiot.
That's true. Vermont is the maple syrup state.
Yes. So, again, your lack of intelligence and education comes out very much. Then you insult Iowa. Iowa, a state that has one of the top public medical schools in the country, the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics, which is roughly 30 minutes away from me. The great people that did surgery on my right shoulder.
Mm.
Also, we provide a lot of the food that you shovel into your racist, bigoted mouth. We have General Mills and Quaker Oats here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Iowa farmers provide that same food: corn, wheat, soybeans, milk, all crap I'm sure you eat, Joe, that keeps you alive.
Mm-hmm.
So Iowa is actually a lifeline to you. So there's that. Then there's this idea you have that I don't have any money and I live with my mother in her basement. I live in my own
Flooded basement.
flooded basement. One, if the basement were flooded and I lived in it, you know what? I'm not even touching that one. That just again shows how stupid he is. But I live in my own apartment. I pay rent monthly. I have a job. I work 40 hours a week. Not right now because I am injured. Unlike somebody who doesn't work and likes to throw out that he worked a job where he risked his life every day. Joe, you were a cabbie. That's like saying, I was the bouncer at a strip club, so I'm a pimp.
In fairness, I do think being a cab driver, especially depending on what shift you're working in New York City, probably does carry some level of danger.
You know who he reminds me of? He's a lot like Louis De Palma from the TV show Taxi, the Danny DeVito character. He really is.
Probably the same height. Yeah.
Yeah, very same annoyance, same horrible personality, same all of it. Joe, you say how irrelevant Matt and I, Billy, and everyone else are. Then why do you have to keep talking about us? We don't need you, Joe.
No.
We can do just fine without you. And finally, the last point. In order to kick Matt Connerton's ass in the ratings, as you so succinctly put it in your own way, you have to consistently have a show.
Right.
You have done 7 live shows in 5 years. In 4.5 years, sorry. 7 live shows that I can remember. And they were all train wrecks and abominations to the word show.
Yeah.
No, you will never take out Matt. You will never take me out. There will be no debate because there's no point in it. Now, for everyone else, this is how I will conclude it. And then we will get on to what we do here on a weekly basis because we host a consistent show. My final point is this. Joe, you're going to call us cowards. You're going to say we're pussies. You're going to say we're punks. You're going to say all of this. Fine. Go ahead, Joe. But who's really the pussy, the coward, the punk? Matt and I, who have better things to do than debate a geriatric old man that's severely lacking in faculties, or the geriatric old man that challenged people to call into his show and then blocked us when we called in, like you did, or the geriatric old man that called the FBI on Billy Painter.
Yeah.
Newsflash, Joe, the FBI laughed at you.
Yes, they did.
You called the cops on DJ Reckless. Newsflash, Joe, the cops laughed at you. All your threats are empty. Anything you could do is meaningless.
Yeah.
You can't touch us. Just give up. Go on your merry little way. Go back to making your racist, bigoted videos. Go back to your fart machine and your honey roasted peanuts and talking about the days when you were growing up and all of that.
Yeah.
Just, this is the last time we will mention you on this program. We're not going to do it. We're not going to give you the material. We're not going to help you in giving you stuff to talk and ramble on about. Just go about your merry little way. And this is it.
I do think it's funny that he talks in his video. I do have to mention this. He talks in his videos about how I have spies because I'm blocked from his YouTube channel.
You can't block people from viewing your YouTube videos. You can only block them from commenting.
Yeah. So Joe, if you do watch this or listen to this, I just want you to know, I don't have any spies. I myself, I go to your YouTube channel and I play your videos. I play them live. I play I do it myself.
Yeah, there's no spies because you can't block someone from viewing your YouTube videos, nope. You moron.
No, you can block. He's blocked me from commenting. That's all he can do. I can't leave comments. That's it.
Oh, joy. Oh, man. But you know what? I have learned this, that if we leave a comment, Joe still sees it.
Okay.
Yeah, he gets a notification that we left a comment.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Blocked user has left a comment.
Oh, that's funny. I'm going to start leaving comments then just to harass him.
You should.
I'm going to.
Do.
See, I thought he didn't even see it. So he actually gets a notification that the blocked user left a comment.
He gets an email.
Oh, geez. I should start doing that to Tom Gully too then. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I believe I could be mistaken.
Yeah.
But I do believe they get an email.
I'll be damned.
Letting them know that a blocked user has left a comment.
I actually forgot about Tom Gully till just now because he's like the one other person that I know of who has me blocked because he hates me for reasons that I'll never understand. At least Joe, I can kind of understand. I mean, he's wrong, but
nothing to understand. And you know what?
No, but I just
reminding me.
I just mean I know what his reasoning is in his mind, whereas Tom I'm just completely baffled by. That's all I mean. Yeah.
Joe, another thing here, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
In this life, if you want something, you have to work for it. People, when you watch his videos, everything is always someone else's fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's never I screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
And no, Matt was not scared that Joe was going to take him over and get him removed and take over. No. And Joe, another thing, you want to know how Matt and I met each other? It was because of you.
Yeah.
You caused this partnership, Joe.
Yeah.
You. I was a guest on Matt's show to refute all your biblical claims because you are a biblical moron that knows nothing about the Bible. You cherry pick parts of the Bible to fit your narrative. And as a man of faith, Joe, you are transversing down a very dangerous road doing that. Very dangerous. And if you're the man of faith you say you are, I'm going to leave it at that because I am a man of faith and I do not want to say in anger what will happen to you for doing that, because that puts some very bad juju on me.
Oh,
So yeah, Joe, you know that you're wrong. And if you don't know, I highly suggest you pick up a Bible and actually read the passages on the crucifixion and see who was really at fault for the crucifixion of Jesus. Hint, it was a Roman prefect that sentenced him while the Jews of the council cried. That's a biblical passage. And while Jesus was being crucified, you imbecile, he said, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." I think if he said that while having nails driven into his wrist, you can lighten up a little bit on the whole Jews killed Christ thing. So yeah, it's everyone else's fault. And he begs and belittles for listeners. And it's
mhm.
like, people have lives. They're not dedicated to you.
That's the most bizarre thing about him. There's a lot of bizarre things about him, but one of the most baffling things is he constantly drives people away. Like if you show him the slightest bit of attention, he can't wait to find an excuse to drive you
No,
away.
he thinks the littlest bit of attention is like a pledge of undying loyalty.
Yeah,
Like
it's
your
bizarre.
world revolves around him now. And it's
Yeah,
like, no. I mean, I have podcasts I listen to. I don't listen to them the day they come out.
right,
I don't even listen to them live.
right, right.
Shock and awe.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't listen to Matt's show every Saturday. Yeah, Matt understands.
yeah. Oh, and because I do have a radio show, which that's the other thing Joe likes to say in his radio shows that I don't on his videos that I don't have a radio show anymore and that
No,
I'm
you
only
copied
doing
it.
this, which is not true.
It flip flops. It flip flops.
Yeah,
You copied him to you no longer have your show. And it
right,
can't be both. Just
right.
like we can't be insignificant and not worth your time, and you don't talk about us to making 13 consecutive videos that range in 7 to 12 minutes in length that
Yeah, yeah,
mention us or talk about us the whole
yeah,
time.
yeah. And the other thing too that's funny about his warped logic is he does, as you talked about it earlier, how he likes to talk about how he's going to bury us and because he's going to be so successful, as though this is all a zero sum game. Even if I mean, there's a 0% chance of him ever being successful, but even if he was, that would not make us any less successful just because
No,
he's successful. It doesn't. I don't understand why he thinks that, but
he
strange.
because everything is black or white. There
Mm,
is no gray
yeah,
with him.
yeah,
And he doesn't even grasp how ratings work.
right.
It's very bizarre, his skewed perception on everything.
Yeah.
Like it's just insane.
Yeah, yeah.
I just yeah. I'm done. This is the last we'll talk about him. We
Okay.
may talk about the fake Sammy Hagar, but
Yeah.
we're not going to address him. There will be no debate. Charles, no slight on you. Would love to be on your show, just not under the circumstances of being on at the same time as that driveling moron.
You know what though, too? If he had any sense whatsoever, if he had any understanding of how any of this works, he would take the. I think I might have said this last week, but
He
it
would
bears
run with
repeating.
this.
He would take the Sammy Hagar thing and run with it, and he could actually generate a tiny little bit of interest if he just took it and ran with it and just went with the bit. But he's not smart enough to do that. Like even people who've never done any kind of podcasting or anything at all, and are just not savvy about any of this would at least have the common sense to realize, oh, here's something I can grab onto and run with it, and maybe people will be
We
interested in what I'm doing. But he doesn't even have that much sense. He just
we
gets mad about it.
we served him up a steak dinner
I know.
and he threw it away to make his own macaroni and cheese.
Yes.
Like what? What?
Yeah. You should just
You
run
could
with
have
it.
ran with this.
Yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
even Dirk Don mentioned that to me.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
dude, he could have run with this. And there
Yep.
are many, many things like the Onions giving him a platform,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
but he botched that.
Yep.
Like,
Oh yeah.
if there's a podcast ridiculing you and making fun of you, run with it.
Although part of the problem there is there really isn't, because he's Patrick Melton, because I'm a fan, a casual fan.
I didn't know anything about Patrick Milton until
Yeah.
I was introduced to the distorted world of Joe.
Yeah, yeah. And Melton, Joe can't even say his name right. His name is actually Patrick Melton, Melton. But Melton rarely talks about him, like very rarely.
Yeah, no, I do know that that Melton hasn't said anything, but it is members of the Onions group that is
Right.
still. But
Right.
even then, it's so easy. You can just go ahead and take off with that. Run with it. Like, they call themselves Nobody Loves Onions. Be like, hey, this is the Crazy Joe Show, the show that the Onions don't even love.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there are, like, seriously.
Yeah.
He has been given every opportunity, but he's too stupid to realize it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. And it's just, it's like the insults. I thought I was in middle school listening to these videos. Like,
oh, I know. Yeah.
oh yeah, you're calling me gay. Okay. I was called gay when I was in 7th grade.
Right.
Like,
Right.
hey, it got me mad then, but I'm 42 years old now, and it's like, I don't care. Like,
Schoolyard
if
stuff.
someone thinks I'm gay and I'm 42, what am I going to do? Be like, oh, let me prove it to you I'm not. Call me a coward. Okay. Why? Because I won't debate you? No. None of it works.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's too bad. You know, way back before everything went awry with him, like initially, like when I first met Joe, like, no, I've never met him in person, but when he first started calling my show, and then he got interested in having a show on IPM and everything, I was actually excited to work with him, because when he wasn't like before he showed his true colors, and how racist he is and anti-Semitic and all that. Like, in the very beginning, when I first encountered him, I thought he was an engaging personality. And I kind of thought, you know, he's got something here, you know, this character, this persona, which turns out to be all too real. But the Crazy Joe persona, I thought it had potential, but
it's not a persona.
That's the problem.
It's
it's not a persona.
Personality.
It's who he really is. Yeah.
I mean, he
Which
really
is
is
disappointing.
this detestable human being.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but such is life.
Yeah. All right. Well, should we move on? We're moving on for. Although I do I just for some reason I like showing this picture.
Why?
He did of course interview the keyboard player from Vanilla Fudge, and he does deserve credit for that. Okay, so moving on. All right, so well, should we talk about so the main event when we get to it, of course, will be oh, I see Rocky. Hello, Rocky, the adorable dog. The main event, of course, this week is going to be talking about hardcore wrestling. But before that, we've got the undercard. And let me grab this picture here. So something that made news recently in a couple of waves, and not someone you expect to be in the wrestling news necessarily, but there he is, Ridge Holland, who, where do we start with this? So, whoops, I did not mean to do that. That was an accident, I promise. Whoops.
I think the big thing, the thing to understand about Ridge Holland is he injured his foot in a match.
Yeah.
And was on the shelf getting paid.
Yeah.
While he was on the shelf, WWE informed him that they're not going to renew his contract. They didn't even negotiate with him. They're just like, we're not going to renew it.
Yeah.
So basically, this is a key point. They're paying him to sit at home.
Yeah.
Ridge goes on a podcast, much like what we have here, and just bashes TKO and Endeavor, saying how they've cost him millions.
Was it a podcast? I thought it was just something he posted on social media.
I okay, that's a specific. I don't know.
I'm gonna see if I can find it, because then we can look at the exact post. It's worth
he
yeah.
posted something very inflammatory, or said
Oh yeah.
something very inflammatory against TKO and Endeavor about
Yeah.
how they were handling his situation.
Yeah.
And apparently corporations don't like that, Matt.
No, they do not. They do
So
not.
they went ahead and gave him his outright release. So now he gets nothing.
Yeah. We should say too that I'm looking for the original post here. But so this all happened after, so he'd been on the main roster for a while, right? With
Pete Dunne.
with and Sheamus. And
Well, Sheamus was I believe they turned on Sheamus when he got injured.
Oh, okay. But they had been the Brawling Brutes, right?
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
Yep.
And then so eventually they sent him back to NXT. So he'd been on NXT for a while. And then eventually, yeah, they decided they're not renewing him.
Again, cost cutting. There's only so much TV time.
Yeah.
And he hadn't been on TV due to the injury. So, as ruthless as this sounds, it's actually somewhat understandable.
Yeah, of course.
You're just going to pay him to sit at home, write out the contract. As we've said many times, Matt, sometimes you just got to go learn a new hold.
Yeah, they were going to pay for his surgery and everything, so he should have taken that. I mean, I'm looking for the original post. I keep finding these updates about how maybe I found it, about how he now regrets his original post, and I'm sure he does. But I'm looking for the original. I want to look at the exact wording of the original post. I'm actually having trouble finding the original post for some reason.
I'm looking.
Here's a summary of. Oh, sorry. Did you find it?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
He was injured in a match with Moose on TNA. He was incapacitated, and his mother had to fly to America to help look after his children. On top of everything, the WWE called and informed him that they were not going to renew his contract. I'm injured, and I don't know how I'm going to make a living. I've seen comments about money management and financial stuff. I'm not going to air my financial details on here. Everyone has their own opinion. But like I've always said, opinions are like assholes, right? Everyone's got one, and the majority of them stink. He said, leaving the issue at that. Holland was then let go from his contract because he made a disparaging post on social media, which is against company policy, and violated his contract. He admitted that was entirely his fault. So it was a post.
Yeah, I'm looking for the original post, and for some reason I'm having a hard time finding it. So there's a little bit of a summary here. It says, I found content of Holland's original post. On November 4, Rich Holland posted a message on social media expressing his concerns. In the post, he mentioned that he, quote, never thought I'd not be able to pay my mortgage, unquote, and felt, quote, hung out to dry, unquote, after getting injured while working for TNA on behalf of WWE. So Holland noted that while WWE was covering his surgery and physical therapy, he considered it, quote, the bare minimum after what we sacrificed for the company. So yeah, and that was basically it. I mean, it wasn't a very long post. That was a summary of it. There's a little bit more, but I can't find the actual post for some reason. It's strange, almost as though it's been scrubbed. But yeah, so he did disparage the company, and yeah, he should have kept his mouth shut because now they've discontinued his contract entirely.
I
So he's
found
not
it,
even.
Matt.
Oh, you found it? Okay, good, good.
This is from WrestlingInc.com.
Okay.
Holland suffered a nasty injury in his match with Moose at a TNA wrestling taping. WWE then informed him that they wouldn't be renewing his deal, and he was let go by the promotion. In a new post on social media, Holland hit out at WWE, alleging how he's been hung out to dry by the company when wrestling for another company and that he's finding it tough to pay his mortgage. He said that while WWE is covering the cost of his surgery and rehabilitation, the injury has sidelined him for several months, and being out of a job has made his situation even more difficult. I never thought I'd not be able to pay my mortgage. Feel like I've been hung out to dry after getting injured working for another company on behalf of WWE. Add that to my contract not being renewed, knowing that I wouldn't be able to wrestle for 7 months. This is brutal. Sorry. Yes, they are taking care of the surgery and physical therapy, but let's be honest, that's the bare minimum after what we sacrificed for the company. Plus the possibility of having to get my neck fused too. Talk about getting totally fucked, he said.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's even worse than, hung out to dry is bad. And then he ends it with talk about getting totally fucked. That was very unwise. So then they retaliated effectively by saying, okay, well then screw you. We're not paying for anything. You're done completely. Goodbye. And now he's really screwed himself. Foolish.
Yes, he really has. And it's unfortunate that he did it. Yeah. But now breaking today was this issue with his GoFundMe.
Yes.
His mother started a GoFundMe, and he did 6 hours ago. He distanced himself from the campaign and apologized. He posted this on Instagram. I want to clarify that I was not aware that the page was going live and had no prior discussion with the family member who created it. I since requested that no further donations be accepted, and this change should take effect within the next 24 hours. Once we figure out, and this is a key point because there's been something that just broke. Once we figure out how to move forward and I recoup the amount donated, I will be donating said amount to charity. I sincerely apologize if the page caused any upset or offense. That was never the intention. Thank you for your understanding and kindness.
Okay.
Now, let's circle back. Because now he's saying, and several WWE and AEW stars have donated to this. Chelsea Green,
I saw that.
Chelsea Green, Matt Jackson, Jinder Mahal.
Then Kyle Fletcher donated, I think.
Just hours after appearing to distance himself from the GoFundMe set up to support him and his family during his recovery. This is from Cage Side Seats. It was at just when we came to air, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Holland, real name Luke Menzies, returned to social media to clarify his early statement. I'm not donating the GoFundMe money, Menzies wrote on Sunday afternoon. Once I'm earning the money and in a position to donate, I will donate to charity. This will be the money I earn, not the GoFundMe money. I'm not a scammer.
I'm confused. I don't understand his statement. So he said earlier he was, but I didn't understand his original statement either about donating money to, like, what is he talking about? None of this does this even make sense to you?
No, and I read it. I
What am I missing
his
here?
it's a train wreck. This guy just it's oh boy.
I mean, for someone who's not a scammer, and look, I have sympathy for the guy, but I mean, he obviously, he suffers this terrible injury, and he's not going to be able to work for a long time, and he goes and sabotages himself in a moment of frustration that I'm sure he regrets every single second. But for a guy who's not a scammer, he sure sounds like a
Yeah,
scammer, because
this is some
this doesn't make any sense.
scammer like behavior.
It is. It is.
This is bad. This is a bad look. Like,
Yeah.
so your mother set it up. You had no knowledge of it. You were going to donate the money to charity. Now you're, oh, when I'm able to donate the money to charity. Like, I'm thinking that GoFundMe has got to put up a flag on this. Like,
Mhm.
whoa, wait a minute here. What do we have? What are you doing?
Well, I assume the GoFundMe has been taken down, right?
No, he's just distanced himself from the GoFundMe.
Because didn't he say it was gonna be taken down?
He said it would be changed within the next 24 hours.
Oh, I thought he said it would be taken down.
I mean, I
Okay.
assume that's what he meant, but with this that just broke, I don't know.
Because slamwrestling.net says GoFundMe confusion. Ridge Holland shuts down unapproved fundraiser.
But it's unapproved, but yet he's keeping the money.
So the post, in the post he had said, I've since requested that no further donations be accepted. Yeah, he does say no further donations be accepted, but he doesn't say that everyone will be refunded.
Yeah.
This whole post is confusing. I know you already read it, but I just want to read it again to see if I can make sense of it in my own head.
Maybe I'm missing something.
So the post on Twitter said, or X said, however, I want to clarify that I was not aware the page was going live and had no prior discussion with the family member who created it. Okay, so allegedly this was done without his knowledge. Got that. Then he says, I've since requested that no further donations be accepted, and this change should take effect within the next 24 hours. Why not immediately? I'm curious about that. And this change, I assume, means no. So if no further donations are being accepted, I would assume that, quote unquote, this change means it's being shut down. But then in the next paragraph, he says, once we figure out how to move forward and I recoup the amount donated, I will be donating said amount to charity.
What is there for you to recoup?
Yeah, that's where it gets really weird.
And then he turns around and at 6 o'clock, Cage Side Seats broke this. I'm not donating the money to charity.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is some high grade grifter stuff going on here.
Well, or he's just very confused. I mean, does he have CTE? I mean, because obviously there's something wrong with his judgment with that initial post that got him in trouble to begin with. Because this has both short-term and long-term effects, right? The short-term effect is, financially, he's kind of fucked because now everything's all on him as far as paying for what he's got to pay for. Long-term, what promoter is going to, like, is AEW going to come and snatch him up after seeing this? You know what I mean? Like, what are his options going to be long-term?
Tony Khan, I would guarantee will snatch him up.
You think so?
He's friends with a lot of AEW talent. So
okay, well, maybe.
I don't think, but it's gonna be this time from here to here. Yeah, I mean, he should have just come out and been like, "Hey, thanks. I'm going to keep the donations to support me and my family during this trying time. I appreciate it. And then when I'm able to, I will donate it to charity.
And maybe that's what he meant.
I
Maybe, you know what? Actually, because I think he's a poor communicator. Because now that you've said that, I think maybe that's what he meant by once we figure out how to move forward and I recoup the amount donated, I will be donating. I think what he meant, Eric, is I think he meant when he recoups the amount in terms of he's able to earn the amount that that was donated to him. When he's able to earn it as income, he will then take that and donate it to charity.
and keep in mind that he is not was not born in America.
Yeah, he's British.
Yeah, English.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, the what United States English is different for him.
Well,
And
I think he's just a poor communicator. I don't think he's a scammer. I think he's a very poor communicator.
Maybe Chris Von Vliet or Ariel Hawani can have him on and try to clear all this up.
Yeah,
There definitely needs to be some clarification here. So yes, I do agree with you. We should withhold judgment, but it is just a bad look.
Oh, it is. It is. Yeah.
It's not good.
No. He obviously doesn't have any kind of a PR team or anything. It's just him. He's all on his own trying to.
That might be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, he should have just kept but to begin with, he should have just kept his mouth shut, let them pay for the surgery.
I get the frustration.
Sure.
But at the same time, yeah, keep your mouth shut. You've already seen that they don't tolerate this, that they're playing everything by the book. I mean, all he had to do was look at the Andrade situation. And there you go.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. All right. Anything to add on Ridge Holland?
I think there needs to be some form of clarification here in a long form interview.
I agree.
Give this man the opportunity to set us all straight.
And that'll probably happen. I think that'll probably happen. He'll end up on Ariel Helwani.
He certainly has the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, I think we should probably move on to the next subject on the undercard, which is a new title. You know, sometimes AEW with these titles, it kind of reminds me of I remember in the 90s, actually it was Dan, well, people familiar with my content might know him as Dan Randall of Dan Randall and the Randlettes. Actually, Dan Randlett is his name, but Dan said to me, because Dan was a very casual wrestling fan, but I remember he said to me once, I think when we were in high school, that, you know, the problem with WCW or then NWA is that everyone has a title because there's so many titles. And people have made that observation about AEW. I mean, WWE has a lot of titles now too, but WWE also technically, you know, they've kind of got multiple promotions going, right? Because they've got the two main roster brands plus NXT.
Done it in a way where it makes sense. Raw,
exactly.
Raw and SmackDown are different entities.
Right. And you've got NXT and AAA. And so it all kind of works. You know, at one point they had NXT UK and that. So it all makes, yeah, like you said, it all makes sense. But to have, you know, to have all these different titles within AEW is strange.
And you forgot the Ring of Honor part of it. Ring of Honor has titles.
Oh, right. Yes. Which makes sense for Ring of Honor to have its own titles, but
who sees Ring of Honor's titles get defended?
Right.
I mean,
they were. See, I don't watch AEW consistently, so I don't know if I'm right about this or not. But my impression was
occasionally
they were for a while.
We're going to go down the rabbit hole of what's wrong with AEW here. And I really want to avoid that because we've already talked about something stupid and senseless on this episode.
Right.
But you can't just have belts to have belts.
Right. Right.
Belts mean something. I mean, people can call me a belt mark if they want. Fine. but belts have to mean something. There's
Right.
stakes. You have to have stakes in a story. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense.
Right. Yeah. And if you have too many championships, then then they all mean a little bit less. You dilute everything. It's like one
Or
of
if
the
you have
I'm going to
one
bring
person carrying around 15 belts.
Mercedes Monet, yes. Um, something that I know you don't probably like to hear this name, but I'm reminded of something that Vince Russo I've heard say that always really bothered me, because he would defend all the hot shotting, the
Belts don't matter,
WWE.
bro. Belts don't matter.
Right. Well, yeah, because what he said specifically that I remember him saying in multiple on multiple occasions in interviews and podcasts and whatever, he would say that the belt is a prop. It's just a prop. So what's everybody upset about? And it's like, what he doesn't seem to understand is, yeah, it is a prop. You can look at it that way, but it's a very important prop. And if you do things within your story that dilute the importance of that prop, then you ultimately render the prop meaningless.
Right.
But that's the part that he doesn't seem to
Doesn't
understand.
get the storytelling mechanic. Look, in a
Exactly.
movie, when you're watching a movie, there's stakes in every movie. There's a goal
Right.
in every movie. That's modern storytelling.
Right.
For wrestling, it's about whether it's Intercontinental, US title, Universal, WWE, women, whatever. When
Yeah.
everyone and their mother has a belt, what are we doing here?
Right.
Like,
Then they all don't mean anything.
This AEW National Championship, they just, what really irks me about this whole thing is they just unified 2 belts.
Yeah.
And you're adding another one. Like, then why unify those 2?
Right.
Like, if you wanted to have a traveling title, which is stupid in today's wrestling anyway, because if you are sending Kyle Fletcher to Paducah, Kentucky, and he's defending the AEW National Championship belt, I don't give a damn, because I know he isn't going to lose it at a gymnasium in Paducah.
Right.
It's irrelevant.
So is the idea with this belt, because Tony Khan has presented this as being something different in that it'll be defended. It'll be kind of like tell me if I've understood this correctly. He's presenting it as kind of like being what the NWA title was, where it would be defended in different territories.
Right. But why it made sense for the NWA is, how do I want to say this nicely? There's no way. People were dumb. They weren't smart into the business.
Yeah.
I mean, now people are smart into the business. If I live in bumfuck Egypt, I'm not going to go to a show thinking that Kyle Fletcher is going to drop the AEW national title to Trashbag Rico, or whoever the hell, or Psycho Steve, or whatever the fuck they come up with.
Well, don't sleep on Trashbag Rico. He's got a big upside, but I do think, though, with the NWA title, though, what they sometimes would do is these things where, Ric Flair, when he was NWA champion, he would go to these territories and actually lose the belt, and then win it back like the next day in a rematch.
That wasn't dumb then, but it would make no sense now.
Right.
Because
agreed. Yes.
You have the internet and the dirt sheets. Look, I understand Tony Khan is a pro wrestling fan. That's fine. But like I said in the AEW episode, you can go back and watch it. You cannot book pro wrestling as a fan. You have to book it as a promoter. And there is a difference between the two. I'm a fan of MJF. If I were running AEW and booked it as a fan, holy hell, MJF would have been the only champion. He would have been the Bruno Sammartino of AEW.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so yeah, the point is, I can't book that because that doesn't make business sense.
Right. Right.
It's gotta make business sense. If it doesn't make business sense, why in the bloody blue hell are you doing it? Are you
Yeah.
just trying to create belts? Are you trying to keep the belt makers in business? Like what? Yeah, like the sad thing is Vince Russo's mentally deficient prophecy is coming true. The belts are becoming props. And it's because of AEW that they're becoming props. I mean, Jesus Tap Dance and Christ, their last show, the belt didn't even go on last.
Yeah. Well, WWE though has done the opposite, I feel, to a large extent, by having, and some people don't like this, but I do, having long-term champions,
Yeah, because
and
when they
they've done a good,
when they lose,
it means
it
something.
means something. We're sitting here
Exactly.
and it's like, holy shit, Roman Reigns
Yeah.
just lost Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
That's a
Yep.
moment.
Yep.
Not,
Yep.
oh, Roman just dropped the title for the 5th time in 12 months.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yawn,
Exactly.
click.
Yeah. Now, but they've done, but again, as I, and I say it all the time, as you've heard me say many times, Triple H understands long-term storytelling, and so he understands the importance.
It's not even long-term storytelling. It's best for business. Like,
Yeah.
If people know who's going to be at the top of the card, they're going to decide where they spend their money. And if they don't know, like, everyone talks about WWE's ticket sales struggling and AEW's house struggling. Look, fall is now a downer for pro wrestling. It just is. College football's bigger than it's ever been. NFL is big. I mean,
Sure.
so yeah, fall is now the down season.
Yeah.
I would say from the day after SummerSlam to the day after the Super Bowl is down for pro wrestling.
Sure. Yeah. Every business has its seasons.
There's peaks and there's valleys.
Well, also too, a part of the reason too, I think people are just now focused a little bit more than usual on WWE's ticket sales is because they kind of got exposed when they booked 2 nights in Salt Lake City for SmackDown and then Saturday night's main event. And people are kind of looking at that and saying, well, that was, Salt Lake City is not a market where you can get away with that booking 2 nights. So I think they're a little more under the microscope than usual.
Like, when you think Salt Lake City isn't even a mid-tier pro wrestling.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So I think they learned something from that.
And I know what you're getting at. The dirt sheets ran with it. All the WWE haters ran with it. And it's like, look, when you are trying to become this international conglomerate that they're trying to be right now,
I'd say they already are.
Markets. The problem with Utah is, one, I don't have the numbers in front of me because I didn't think we'd get this deep into it. I'm going to guess that middle of the pack economy wise is a state.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm not disparaging Utah.
I thought you were going to say Mormons hate wrestling.
Well, I'm getting there. I mean, very religious, so wrestling not high on the list, but you went there. They have the Utah Utes college football team playing very well.
Yeah.
BYU playing very well. Also in Provo, Utah, you have the Utah Mammoth hockey team that just started this year. The Utah Jazz started up. My point is, you have limited funds within a family.
Yeah.
So, are you going to allocate those funds to professional wrestling when every year you and your family of 8 to 10 people allocated funds to go to a Jazz game?
Right.
No, you're going to go to the Jazz game. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a part of the business when you're trying to put new footholds in. It's like,
Yeah.
was it bad? Yeah. That was a bad house. That was the drizzle and
Yeah.
shit.
For 4,200 something seats for SmackDown. That's a low number compared to the business they've been doing. But again, it's just, it's a bump in the road for them. I
It's
mean, they're doing huge. I mean, their quarterly earnings just came out. They're doing huge
but
numbers.
also and I love that you said that, Matt. That's a very good point because you now look at it and this is a blip on the radar to them.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
one, do you people sit here and they're like, "Oh, they lost money. They lost." Do you think they actually make money on Raw and SmackDown? Hell no. They have to pay union construction,
Oh, yeah.
union production to come in and set it up. They have to pay building fees. If they break even on a Raw and SmackDown, they're happy. It,
Oh, yeah.
the revenue they generate comes off merchandise sales.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Of course.
look, they going into it, the ticket sales pay for everything that goes into setting that show up.
Yeah.
They only get a percentage of the concessions.
Right.
Most of that goes to the building. Then you look at where they really make their money. And Matt, you're in the music business. You know how buildings work. Where do you make the money?
Merch and concessions and
Yup. You make shit on ticket sales.
yeah.
Ticket sales pay for the building. You're
Yeah.
and probably talent. I'm going to say that too.
Yeah, even the movie theater business works that way. Movie theaters, they don't make their money on the ticket
No.
sales. They make their money on concessions.
Yep.
That's why it's $10 for, a popcorn or $5 for a tiny little drink because that's where they're making their money. That's what sustains them. That's their only profit.
Yeah, it certainly is. And that's the problem is people that don't understand business are talking business. And yes, was
Yeah.
WWE probably alarmed when they saw that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they sitting there saying let's batten down the hatches, let's cut people? Hell no. You know what
No.
they are saying? We're going to do house shows in Utah from here on out.
Yeah,
It's going to be a while before we do that again.
Yeah, lesson learned. I mean, it's one thing that went wrong one day in a business that has a lot of things going right for it right now.
Yeah. You think one bad show or even a string of bad shows is going to hurt the behemoth that is WWE and TKO? No.
But then I do see in my YouTube feed, I see these podcasts like, James Romero was one. And who else? There was another guy who's like, they're posting this stuff like, oh, this is the beginning of the end for WWE. It's just because of that one 4,200 seat SmackDown. It's like, geez, you guys, it's crazy.
Yeah. Positivity doesn't get clicks.
Right, exactly.
So
That's
you
true.
gotta
That's
be a
very true.
doomsayer and
Yeah.
I have inside knowledge that WWE is on the rocks. You don't have shit.
No,
You don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
you want to know what? I'll say this. Triple H probably shit his pants when he saw there was only 4,200.
Sure.
Want to know why? Because they had to reconfigure production so you didn't see how empty the arena was.
Right, and they haven't had to do that for a while.
Like,
So that was probably a little jarring on that day. Yes.
So
Yeah.
no, that's the only thing that caused him to be panicked is, oh
Right.
crap, we need to reconfigure this. We need to tarp this off. We need to change
Right.
lighting. We need to, yeah,
Yeah.
there's a ton of hassle here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's the only thing he was worried about. And I get after the show, he probably had to have a call like, hey, this didn't work.
Yeah.
Or why didn't it work? Like, we
Right.
need to figure out, like, did we not do enough promotion? Did we promote in the wrong places? Did we misread ratings? Like, that's
Yeah.
another thing. If you want WWE to come to your town for a Raw or SmackDown, you need to make sure the views are high on Raw and SmackDown in your area. So
That's a good point.
So
Good point.
there's a lot of things that go into it, and a lot of information they had. Look, stats can be skewed.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So they could have gotten some stats that look good and
Mm-hmm.
didn't
Yeah.
translate to a live audience.
Yeah.
It happens.
100%. 100%. Circling back to the AWA national title, there's another layer to this that we didn't talk about yet, and there's a trademark issue with calling it the national title.
Well, because NWA is owned by Billy Corgan.
Mm-hmm.
And but I think it's going to end up being much ado about nothing.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't think you can trademark national title. If you could,
Right.
NCAA probably would have already done it.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's such a common phrase that you can't co-op it. So I mean, Billy Corgan could probably get some money out of this, but he'd be waiting a while.
According to WrestleNomics, they've got a story up. It says AWA's new national championship title announced on Dynamite on Wednesday quickly caught attention, not just because it will be roughly the 12th title belt for the promotion, but because the title shares a name with a championship in a prior incarnation of the National Wrestling Alliance in the 1980s, as well as the current version of the NWA under Billy Corgan's leadership. Yeah, but Corgan hasn't said anything publicly, right?
I haven't heard that he has.
Yeah, I don't see anything in this article saying that he has. I don't think it's going to be a problem.
No, and Billy Corgan's a smart guy.
I don't see how it would be. I think you're right.
I think
I mean,
I'm sure
national title, if you could trademark that.
I'm sure he's had legal look into it, and they're like, well, I mean, you might get it. You might get 25 to 50K out of the deal, but is it really worth it?
Right.
No. Yeah, whatever. Go do it, Tony. I'm not using it for any reason, and by the time you tarnish it and trash it, I won't be able to use it for 5 to 10 years.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Yep. Everyone has a title. You have a title. You have a title. You have a title. Hell, Crazy Joe could get a title in AEW.
Wow. That's impressive. He could get the, let's see. They could give him the NWS title. Next Howard Stern. He could be the NWS champion. He'd be the oldest champion in history.
You know what?
What is he, 75?
Beetlejuice. Someone could just go up to him and hit him in the head with a guitar, like Jeff Jarrett did to Beetlejuice.
Right. That's right. I forgot about that. We should be a little more respectful, though. We are talking about the guy who once interviewed the keyboard player from Vanilla Fudge. But
yes.
Anything else to say on the AWA national title, or should we move on to the main event?
Why? I don't get it. Like, this is like the Oprah of professional wrestling. We're just giving out titles to everyone.
Yes. All right. Well, let's move on to the so the main event this week. You wanted to talk about hardcore wrestling, and I think this will be an interesting conversation because I'm not a fan of it, so I'll probably have a lot of questions. But I don't like I personally, I don't like people hitting each other with weapons and all that shit. That's not what I enjoy about professional wrestling. I'll tell you a quick anecdote though. A long time ago, and this was back when VHS tapes were still en vogue, shall we say. That gives you an idea of how long ago this was. A member of my family, my Uncle Matt, and let me preface this by saying I love my Uncle Matt. He's a great guy. A lot of my sense of humor came from him, from being around him. I love my Uncle Matt. But Uncle Matt one year for Christmas got me a VHS tape. And and Uncle Matt and I, we have watched a lot of wrestling together over the years. But he got me this VHS tape because if he happens to see this, I want him to know, I love him and I appreciate everything he's done. But he got me a VHS tape for Christmas of this. Was it CZW? Does that sound familiar?
Combat Zone Wrestling.
Yeah. And it was like, it was called like the greatest exploding death matches of all time or something. And I'm looking at the cover and this fire and barbed wire and everything. And I just remember, and I'm too polite to say anything, but I just remember opening this Christmas gift and being like, oh, thank you. But thinking, I'm never going to watch this. Like, I don't want this. Like, why is he giving this to me? Like, I understand he's giving it to me because it's wrestling, but like he should know me well enough to know I don't want this. I'm never going to watch it. And I never did. I think I turned around and sold it on eBay, which I think is where he got it from originally.
Hardcore wrestling actually didn't start here in America. It started in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
And I mean, how it started was through basically an aha moment that while people were repulsed with the sight of blood and gore in professional wrestling, that it drew.
Mm-hmm.
People couldn't look away. So it really was like, this is a way we could get people in the house. Basically, the first innovator was Wild Bull Curry, sorry. Classy Freddie Blassie, Dory Funk Sr., and Giant Baba were the pioneers in America.
Okay.
And they brought it, I mean, in America, it started in the South.
Okay.
With the Texas death matches, these brought in weapons, and something AEW has done and had a lot of success with the lights out matches, where Justin Roberts gets up there and very dramatically says, that is the end of our show for the evening. However, we have one final match that is unsanctioned by AEW.
Yes, the unsanctioned gimmick. Yeah.
The lights out match.
Yeah.
And so what they found is that, so they would turn off the house lights to say that's the end of the event.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so once in America, they saw that this sold and was a great way to end a feud. I mean, if you're having a feud with someone, what better way to end it than someone gushing blood, laying on their back, being counted to 3, or passing out due to blood loss, or they're legit injured.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. I mean, so yeah, it really was. I think where it really became like commonplace, like not so much as an attraction, but let's go ahead and just do it, was Detroit and Memphis. The Sheik, the original Sheik who trained Sabu, the late Sabu, and Rob Van Dam. Let's go ahead and just incorporate it in, because everybody knew that when they saw the Sheik at Big Time Wrestling, the Sheik was going to make someone bleed, and the Sheik was probably gonna bleed.
Okay.
and it was gonna put asses in seats. The
Yeah.
problem is that, and this was nothing to do with hardcore wrestling. This has everything to do with booking. The Sheik never booked anyone to go over on it.
Mm,
So eventually people are like, why am I going? The
yeah.
Sheik never loses.
Yeah.
So it killed the house. But but Memphis really took it up a notch. They introduced the empty arena matches.
Mm.
And using attacks and brought it in, they did the original scaffold match.
Was this in the tell me time frame wise, was this early 80s?
This was 60s, 70s.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Memphis really innovated the way you did things with
Mm.
that, with hardcore wrestling. Um, they would have blood on their Saturday morning public access show.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, Austin Idol would bleed. Jerry Lawler. I mean, they would use blood to jump start a feud.
Yeah.
Oh, you made Jerry bleed.
Huh. Yeah.
Like, holy hell, what better way to get a feud going?
Yeah. Interesting.
So yeah, and it just kind of evolved, and then different territories did different things. Like, the article I read to get kind of smartened up for this episode was, they said Memphis had the first ladder match. I mean, I disagree. I think it was Stampede Wrestling had the first ladder match.
Well, that's what Brett always claims too.
And I mean, who cares? Brett apparently does.
Well, yeah, of course he does.
But
Of course he does.
yeah, Brett, let some things go, bro. It'll be
Yeah.
okay.
Brett lets nothing go. I love him. I say
No,
that with love. But he
I
lets
want to
nothing
have
go.
the level of pettiness Brett the Hitman Hart has. Like, just there are, like, it's gotten to a point where I will see his name on pro wrestling websites and I'll just, what
What's
now?
what's he complaining about now?
Like,
Yeah.
what now,
Yeah.
Brett?
Yeah.
And he'll just say things
I
like,
know.
or like when he got his Hall of Fame ring from Triple H and he
Yeah.
rolled his eyes.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, Brett.
It's like, dude, yeah.
Recently, he accused Vince McMahon and Shawn Michaels of being bi lovers with each other.
Oh, was he saying that as a joke or a legitimate?
I think he was being pretty serious. He's on tour with Inside the Ropes in the UK right now. So you
Yeah.
got to say some stuff to keep asses in seats every night.
That's true.
That's why I'm sorry, I'm deviating from the subject.
Right.
That's why I have a hard time watching Inside the Ropes, because they bring back the same people over and over and over again. And it's like, at some point you run out of things to say. So yeah. But yeah, hardcore wrestling, I mean, and then, you have steel cage matches. And I mean, I think hardcore wrestling is perfect as a blow off to a feud.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, I've never thought of steel cage matches as being hardcore.
Look, if you're bleeding like a stuck pig in a enclosed ring,
fair.
I think that's hardcore.
I think in my mind, it's like the first steel cage match I ever saw when I was a kid was Hulk Hogan versus King Kong Bundy. And it's like, and obviously there was no blood in that. So I think in my mind, there
was blood in that match.
Was there? I don't remember there being blood. Was there really?
Hogan got juice.
He did? I don't even remember. Wow. It was a long time ago.
One of them did. I'm pretty sure.
Really? Couldn't have been much though. I'm sure they weren't wearing the crimson mask, as they say.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Because I don't remember that. I don't remember there
well, it
being
was
blood.
one, you probably wouldn't because it was a bad match. It wasn't
Yeah, I've
like
I've probably blocked the match itself out of my memory.
as well as you should, because it's not good.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
But yeah, hardcore wrestling. I mean, and look, there have been. I'm not. I'm not one of those violent hounds. I don't
yeah,
love hardcore wrestling just to love it. There
yeah,
are things that have been done in hardcore wrestling that I'm like, this isn't good. Like a
right.
Ring of Fire. Oh my goodness, that was bad.
Now refresh our memories.
FMW in Japan
Yeah,
decided as a match. I don't even think it was a blow off to a feud to
yeah.
have Sabu, the Sheik versus the promoter of FMW, Atsushi Onita, and his partner. I want to say, and I'm probably wrong on this, I think it was Masawa
Okay.
that was his partner in it. What they decided to do is we're going to light the ring ropes on fire.
Yeah. Oh, what could go wrong?
Well, the problem is they used kerosene. They used kerosene wrapped rags, and the rags dripped. So when they
Mhm.
lit the ring ropes on fire, the ring went up. And there's 4 men trapped in there.
Mhm.
It was so bad that flesh was melting off the Sheik.
Good lord.
When he got on fire, Sabu threw water on him and just saw flesh sliding off of his body.
Yeah.
It was so bad that the logo on the ring in the center of the ring melted onto I think it was Masawa's skin.
No. Yeah. I mean, I've never watched that, and I'm never going to. But it just sounds horrifying. But also, the thing that occurs to me is when you mention, them being trapped in that ring. Not only like their lungs must have taken a
Oh
terrible
yeah.
beating from
Well,
just breathing
it
that
was
in. Oh
almost
my
it was
god.
over 200 degrees in the ring.
Oh yeah.
And keep in mind that the building wasn't air conditioned. So there was literally no mm,
How anyone could have thought that that was a good idea.
if anyone wants to hear about this match, there's a Dark Side of the Ring episode. There's two. Um One on Atsushi Onita, and then the one about the original Sheik, which is, I believe, one of Sabu's last recorded interviews.
Okay.
It aired the week Sabu died.
Oh wow.
So irony abound here.
Yeah.
Um,
Just
but yeah, both of them do a good job of talking about that match and how bad it was. It was not good.
no. Wow.
Um, Another one is, and we've talked about it before, the Taipei Death Match.
Refresh my memory because I don't remember us
Ian
talking about this.
Rotten and the taped fists,
Oh.
dipped in glue, rolled in glass, punching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, and I don't mind a good hardcore match, but for me, it has to make sense.
Well, of
I
course.
don't want two guys doing flippy dippy shit on panes of glass just to be doing it.
Right.
I don't want two dudes beating the hell out of each other with light tubes on the second match of the card.
No.
Like, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah. But I don't want that stuff ever. Even if it makes sense. I can't look at it.
You're quite the paradox, Matt.
Am I? Why?
Well, maybe that's too strong of a description.
Okay.
You're a fan of ECW, but
Barely.
anti hardcore wrestling.
Oh, I barely watched any ECW.
I mean,
No, I never got into
I thought you were a
ECW really.
fan. My apologies.
No. I mean, I'm fascinated by ECW because of the place of it in wrestling history and so forth. And Paul Heyman is a fascinating guy, and I appreciate EC. I have an appreciation for ECW,
Okay.
but I never went out of my way to watch it or these very violent matches that they would do. The Jerry Lawler, he would call it garbage wrestling, and I mean a lot of Lawler's
But
criticisms of
but
ECW were
that
thoughts that I
that's
had, to be
the
honest with you.
that looking back at it, I I've never been a I'm a fan of his commentary, but never
Yeah,
been a fan of his wrestling. I
yeah,
think he's very overrated. I think he's a
I do
guy
too,
that
actually.
took an angle that he was a part of and built a career off of it. Um, I mean, I think he's a great orator. If you
Oh yeah,
listen to his interviews, you're
great
drawn
talker.
in.
Yep.
But Jerry Lawler, the balls on this guy to call ECW extremely crappy wrestling
Yeah,
when he did the same shit in Memphis.
that's a fair point. That's a very fair
Like,
point. Yeah,
who the hell are you, you hypocritical son of a bitch?
you're right. You're right.
That'd be like Warren Jeffs condemning Jerry Sandusky. Like, what?
No, that's very fair. That's very fair. But yeah, so I've always appreciated and respected ECW, but I never watched it really.
I think so many people, and I'm not saying you, Matt, dumb
Yeah,
down ECW.
yeah.
They're like, oh, well, it's just that garbage, hardcore bullshit. And okay, uh, tell that to a three-way dance between Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, and Juventud Guerrera.
Oh, I've seen that match. It was incredible. Yeah, no,
Um,
ECW did a lot of really good stuff that I did appreciate.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, for every match where Sandman beat the bejesus out of someone with a cane,
yeah.
there's 3 or 4 matches that were just wrestling clinics.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's the
So
stuff I
yeah,
appreciate. Yeah, yeah.
ECW was probably is the only, in my opinion, extreme wrestling promotion where they really did a great job of balancing it out.
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that.
And
100%.
really finding a mean, which is really hard to do,
Yeah.
especially in Philadelphia, because Philadelphia wrestling fans are huge into hardcore.
Yes. Yeah.
So to be able to do that, and I think that that's what led to promotions like Ring of Honor becoming big because they got their first big shows were in Philadelphia.
Mhm.
And Philadelphia fans are like, well, we can have both.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a question. So has anyone ever I mean, I think I know the answer. I think the answer is no, but I just want to make sure. Has anyone ever been killed doing a hardcore match or as a direct result of a hardcore match?
Um,
I mean, I'm not aware of this, and I think I would be aware of it, but I just want to
I
make
mean, there have
sure.
been people that have been severely injured.
Yeah.
Just off the top of my head, the mass transit incident.
Yeah.
Um, you know, talk about a guy who takes hardcore too far.
Yeah.
New Jack tried killing someone. He legitimately tried to kill Vic Grimes.
You should talk about that because I don't even know. I remember that when it happened, but I don't remember the details of that.
Well, what happened is in a match in ECW, New Jack and Vic Grimes were they talked about doing a spot at the end of the match where New Jack and him were going to go through a table. At the end, New Jack was going to take care of him. Well, Vic got, they call it the lily liver, about going off a balcony through a table. And New Jack said, essentially, fuck you, you're going.
Wait, this is during the match. So Vic Grimes
They're
said,
up on the balcony for the final spot.
and at that moment, Vic Grimes said, I don't want to do this spot.
Yeah, he's like, no, Jack, no, I'm not going.
Okay.
New Jack, well, if you know anything about pro wrestling, you know New Jack, this goes one of two ways. So New Jack's like, fuck you, you're going. Well, Vic Grimes didn't lift with New Jack.
Okay.
So New Jack went through the table. Vic Grimes landed on New Jack's head.
Oh, wow.
Fracturing New Jack's skull.
Yeah.
New Jack was pissed, and rightfully so. Because you don't change a spot at the last minute. Especially when you're already up there.
Right.
So later, trying to think of the promotion that did it. It was one of the Extreme promotions after ECW closed. It was a major one. It wasn't Combat Zone. They had Vic Grimes and New Jack in a scaffold revenge match.
Oh, Jesus.
That had tables in the ring stacked like a few feet from under the scaffolds.
And this was how long after the original match was this?
2 years.
Okay, so not long, a couple years. Okay.
So they get up there, unbeknownst to Vic Grimes, New Jack had a stun gun on him. New Jack gets up on this scaffold that's 60 feet in the air. And they were going to have, there's not much you can do on a scaffold. This is why a scaffold match is the dumbest damn match.
I agree.
You can ever have. It destroyed Jim Cornette's leg. If you guys want to see it, Starrcade 84? No, 87. Okay. Revenge of the Skywalkers. Jim Cornette takes a bump off a scaffold and lands on his feet and blows both knees out because Big Bubba Rogers forgets to catch him.
Oh, God.
Yeah. People ask why Jim Cornette walks with a very noticeable limp. That's why. He never had the legs repaired.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was bad.
Yeah.
And it just proved how bad of an idea it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's unsafe. There's nothing you can do on a scaffold.
Yeah.
The fuck are you gonna do?
Right. Yeah, it's bizarre.
Gonna do a clothesline?
It's a terrible
shooting star press? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's really dumb.
So
really
New
foolish.
Jack gets up there, and in New Jack's dark side of the ring, he admits malice in this, goes up to Vic and just hits him with the stun gun repeatedly.
Wow.
And then throws Vic off the scaffold.
Holy shit.
The thing is that he legit wanted to throw Vic. He wanted to overshoot the ring and throw him on the concrete.
Oh my God.
Vic barely missed the concrete. He flipped, and his legs with their knees landed on the top rope. Saved his life.
Wow.
Yeah, New Jack went up there to kill Vic Grimes. And in the Dark Side of the Ring episode, The Life and Crimes of New Jack, he admits that was the plan. And that's New Jack. New Jack always took things to new levels.
Yeah.
He bloodied. You'd think he would have learned, and Jerome Young is dead. I'm not going to say rest in peace, because depending on your view of him, you might disagree with that. He's a very polarizing individual in the pro wrestling business.
Yeah.
There's a wrestler named Navajo Joe that
Okay.
he bloodied up really good.
Wow.
And all of this, all three of these happened after the mass transit incident. Eric Koulis, where he cut him from brow to brow with a straight razor. To quote New Jack, I sliced the shit out of him.
And why did he do that?
Because Eric Koulis in the locker room went up to New Jack and he's like, yeah, let me get some offense in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't do that. You don't go to a vet and be like, yeah, let me get some offense in.
Because it was supposed to be a squash?
No, it wasn't supposed to be a squash, but that's not something you do.
Yeah.
You wait for the vet to come up to you and be like, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Eric Koulis didn't do that.
Okay.
And we can talk about the mass transit incident later episode, maybe even next week, because that's a story all unto itself.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? I'm making the decision. We will talk about the mass transit incident next week.
No, that
That'll
sounds
give
good.
that time to research it, because there's a lot of moving parts. It ended in a courtroom.
Oh, it did. Okay. I didn't know that.
A lot to unpack.
Okay.
So yeah, hardcore wrestling has went wrong.
Yeah.
There's been times where stuff is supposed to have been gimmicked. Jake the Snake Roberts has talked about neck issues he still has from Honky Tonk Man hitting him in the head with an ungimmicked guitar.
Oh, yeah. They forgot to gimmick the guitar. Yep.
No!
That's not what it was?
Honky didn't gimmick the guitar.
Okay.
It was Honky Tonk Man's job to gimmick the guitar.
Okay. And he just forgot?
Sure.
You don't think you think he did it on purpose?
That's kind of the prevailing thought.
But why? Did he have a problem? Like, why would he do that?
There was heat between him and Jake.
I never knew that. I never knew that.
Honky Tonk Man has heat with everyone.
Well, yeah, he's kind of like Brett in the sense that he like talks shit about everybody.
There's a difference, because Honky Tonk Man never achieved anything.
Well, I agree. Well, I wouldn't say he never achieved anything, but greatest intercontinental champion of all time. No,
he's Dominic Mysterio.
What's that?
He's Dominic Mysterio.
No, there's only one Dominic Mysterio. No, but I mean, Honky Tonk Man was a pretty big deal for a little bit, but no, I agree with you. No, of course, I would never put him in the same category as Brett. I'm just saying though but Honky Tonk Man, there's not many people.
The difference is also when Brett complains, you're like, okay, I see your point of view.
Right.
Get over it.
Right.
When Honky Tonk Man complains, you can smell the bullshit.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like, no way did this happen.
I agree.
Like, to this day, he says Eric Bischoff didn't fire him.
Yeah.
That he walked out at WCW.
And Eric Bischoff claims that he actually enjoyed firing Honky Tonk Man because
there are people that have come out that were backstage and heard Eric Bischoff fire him.
Yeah.
So, Honky, own it. Like,
yeah.
I mean, he has, I mean, I think Honky Tonk Man has a lot of enemies in the business.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Jake has admitted he wasn't the easiest guy to get along with.
Oh, yeah.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yep.
Cocaine's a motherfucker.
Yep.
But, I mean, that's no excuse to take a real acoustic guitar and bash it over someone's head.
Right, of course. Of course. Mm.
Like, I mean, so yeah, another spot I can think of is King of the Ring 2001. Kurt Angle and Shane McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
The glass pane didn't break when
Yeah.
Kurt did the overhead belly to back suplex on Shane.
Yep.
And Shane said, do it again.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently
Like,
Vince was upset.
I mean, any father would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah. So do you have like a favorite hardcore match?
My favorite hardcore match, you know, the Stairway to Hell match between Sabu and Sandman.
Okay.
The goal of the match was to climb a ladder to retrieve a ring of barbed wire to use on your opponent.
Yeah.
I mean, it tells a great story. Is probably the best match Sandman ever had.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I know that's like saying, man, I went from runny shit to a turd. I'm cured. You know?
Yeah.
I love Sandman, but
Never.
the bell ring has to ring at some point.
Yeah. I never got it. I never understood.
You mean to tell me that you're watching it and Enter Sandman hits, and this guy just, the entrance was better than the match.
Well, that's the problem. Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, I never cared about it.
I'm shocked he got that many cans of beer into Zubaz.
Yeah.
Man.
That is impressive, I suppose.
I mean, dude was drunk for the match.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea.
You know, look, Sandman did a great job because he never endangered an opponent.
Okay, good.
Because they knew what they were getting into. Like,
well,
this isn't like Jeff Hardy coming to the ring.
Yeah.
Inebriated. This is, I'm facing Sandman tonight. He's gonna be drunk before the end, but when he enters the ring, I'm gonna have to carry him and make him look good.
That doesn't make it okay. That doesn't make any of it okay. I mean, being drunk in the ring, like, you know, you end up.
I don't think he was drunk. I'm gonna guess that Sandman had a very high tolerance level.
Sure. But yeah, it could accidentally like really hurt somebody if you're not.
I mean, for all things considered, I think Sandman did the best he could with what he had. I mean, he had very limited training. His entrance was amazing. He was the working man's hero. I mean, guy that came home, got off from work and just wanted to drink beer and kick ass. What? With a cigarette in his mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, I never got it. It never connected with me. But
I
maybe,
see it.
Maybe if I had watched more ECW, it would have. Maybe
look, I wasn't like a major fan of his.
No, I get it. Yeah.
I knew that it was gonna be brutal. And if I wanted to watch a brutal match and I saw Sandman on the pay-per-view card.
Yeah.
And his matches with Rhino, he put Rhino over.
Yeah.
He put Rhino over.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if it's not for Sandman, I think Rhino owes a lot of his career to Sandman.
Now, I asked you about your favorite. Now, do you have a least favorite? Is there a particular? You may have already. It might be one that you already talked about. Is there a particular hardcore?
Shockingly enough, Ring of Fire is up there.
Okay.
Just because it was so stupid and
Yeah.
ill-conceived.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say the Dog Kennel from Hell match.
See that? I don't even think of that as a hardcore match.
It was supposed to be.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a disaster.
Just what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? I don't. Yeah, that was bad. I think when you're in a match and Big Boss Man slips on dog shit.
Yeah, I mean, it really ended up just being a comedy match, is what it ended up being.
And it was supposed to be the blow off of their feud.
Yeah.
I mean, Boss Man made Al Snow eat his dog.
Yeah.
What?
It's pretty twisted stuff.
I mean, yeah, that one.
The dog's name was Pepper, wasn't it? If I remember correctly? Yeah.
Pepper.
Pepper.
Yes. Yes, the dog's name was Pepper. They had Boss Man do some pretty objectionable things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty.
I don't know. I thought that was peak Boss Man. I liked Big Boss Man during that era.
Or when he drove to Big Show's dad's funeral.
I loved that. I thought that was so funny.
I watched that live and I was.
Do you remember the poem on the card?
When he ate Pepper?
No, the condolence card for Big Show. When Big Show's father died. Do you remember the card that Boss Man read in the ring?
Give me a moment.
I think I remember the verbiage because it stuck with me. I might be missing part of it, but I think it was, with a heart full of sorrow and tears that are soaked, I'm sorry to hear that your daddy has croaked. He lived a full life.
I found it, Matt.
Let me see how much I can remember. Let me see if I get it right. He lived a full life and on his own terms, but now he's dead and he'll be eaten by worms. If I had a son as stupid as you, I'd wish I had cancer so I could die too. That's what I remember. I might be missing a part of it though.
You did a very good job.
Did I? Yeah.
With deepest regrets and tears that are soaked, I'm sorry to hear that your dad finally croaked. Okay. He lived a life full on his own terms. Soon he'll be buried and eaten by worms. But if I could have a son as stupid as you, I'd have wished for cancer, so I would die too. So be brave and be strong and get your life on track because the old bastard's dead and he ain't ever coming back.
Yeah. Oh God. I just remember, like, it was one of those things where it's like, you almost feel guilty laughing. Like this is really funny, but I should be.
If I ever want to be an asshole to someone.
Yeah. I'm glad I remembered most of it though. Because
you did. It
stuck with me.
Well.
Thank you. It stuck with me.
That was impressive.
Yeah, because I just remember laughing really hard and feeling a little guilty for finding it so funny. But obviously, it was intended to be funny, so it was some pretty dark humor, but I liked it. No. Well, do we have anything else to say about hardcore matches, or should we start to wind this one down?
I think that there's a time and a place for them, but they have to make sense.
Yeah.
Promotions like CZW that just do them to do them, you're shortening people's lives.
Yes.
And I know so many indie wrestlers that have died young, and you can attribute it to hardcore wrestling.
Yeah.
And we're going to pivot next week. I have an idea. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. One of my favorite all-time wrestlers, can't miss Can't miss talent. I still, to this day, biggest miss in pro wrestling history, Mike Awesome.
Yeah.
You could argue what he put himself through in FMW in the matches with Masato Tanaka just gave him CTE.
Oh, really?
And oh man, their matches in ECW. People watch them and they're like, "Oh, that was brutal." No, no, the matches they had in FMW make those ECW matches look like something that would air on WWF Superstars.
Really?
Yeah, they were like Mike Awesome would be going for a plancha. And this is a 6'7", near 300-pound mass of muscle. And Masato Tanaka would swing a steel chair as hard as he could right at the top of his head.
Mm.
And yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and Masato Tanaka, I mean, one of the biggest badasses in professional wrestling that doesn't get talked about nearly enough. I mean, dude, you could full on headbutt Tanaka and he wouldn't go down.
Yeah.
The only guy I know with 3 finishers. And all 3 are amazing.
Yeah. 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 Well, what's the pivot you were thinking about?
The pivot I'm thinking of is I want us to kind of freestyle next week.
Okay.
We're going to talk about our favorites, our not so favorites, favorite matches, favorite wrestlers, not so favorite wrestlers, not so favorite matches, can't miss talents, guys we thought that were going to do something and didn't. Why didn't they do something? Things we wish wrestling would bring back. Just kind of I want to say a pro wrestling get to know us.
Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah.
To because when you say things like, well, I'm not a fan of hardcore wrestling, well, our viewers may not have known that.
Right.
And so why not? Like,
that's a great idea.
What's the issue? Why does Eric, how did they miss with Mike Awesome? I have a very, very pointed reason. And the reason is a person I have spoken very negatively about. And it's one of the reasons I hate him so much.
You weren't a fan of the Fat Chick Thriller?
Or that 70s dude.
Yeah, you weren't a fan of those terrible
games?
No.
Because it's like a tub of 50 extra chromosomes of an idea. You have a guy that just left the company as their world champion.
I know. Yeah, I know.
And you have him come in and jump Kevin Nash. And then you say, oh, you're going to be a guy that's obsessed with the 70s.
I know. It's so bizarre.
And then you're like, oh, you're going to be in a feud with the Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah.
I know. That didn't work. Shit. What can we do? You like fat chicks.
So bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get into all of it.
Okay.
And yeah.
I like that idea.
About that. We'll talk about, things that maybe there's things we wish that could have given it a little more time.
Oh, we should talk about the invasion angle, because I have a thought on that I've never heard anyone else say, and how I think they could have made that work, but they blew it. I mean, everyone agrees that they blew it, but I have a thought about how they could have made it work.
I think I might have some information that we'll share on this that I have heard from my various podcasts I listen to, books I've read, that really shine a light on why the invasion angle failed. And There was no saving it, no matter what they did.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, it could have been done better, but there was no way to make it work. And we could
Mm.
talk about that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that sounds good. That sounds good. All right. Anything else, or should we put a bow on episode 22?
We can put a bow on episode 22 to our listeners and our viewers. Sorry we took up so much time at the beginning of the episode
It's okay.
dealing with a nuisance, but it had to be addressed.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it had to be addressed. And in situations like that, you can, as John Wayne said, you can saddle up and ride away, or you can meet the outlaw head on. And we met the outlaw head on and said, no.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. You can also, of course, subscribe to the show on your podcast feed of choice. We are, of course, on all the platforms and all that. You can even find it on my website or anything else out about me at mattconnerton.com. And Eric, where can people find you?
E-Rich 319 on TikTok, ER Pilcher 319 on X, ePilcher 617 on Instagram, or right there you see it, Eric Pilcher on the Facebook.
Yes, yes. Very good. All right, Eric Pilcher, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. And we will talk at you next week. Thank you for joining us for Tough Bumps.